Pattaya City Expats Club is a non-profit social organisation and our speakers are volunteers. The club as such assumes no responsibility or liability for the professional reputation of or the quality of services provided by the speaker today.
Then we've got Robin, who I've only just met this morning, who's going to be giving a talk on anti-child trafficking. This is Robin van Engelenhoven, which means angel garden. And he is, as you can tell from the name, he's Thai. No, joking, of course. And he's going to be giving a talk on his journey, also a journey about leadership and stepping up to the plate, about anti-child trafficking. So we've had talks on this before, and one of the things, I hope you don't mind if I sort of quote from this talk, where this woman said, soy 6, that's not sexual trafficking. She said the biggest sexual traffickers in Thailand are the parents, and I think this will probably tie in with your talk. So on that note, that was another wonderful lady fighting for the rights of children. I turn over to Robin. Come on up, Robin.
Thank you, and good morning. Thank you very much for allowing me to be here and talk to you about this matter. And I just want to go to the beginning first, so you get a little background of who I am. So my name is Robin van Engelenhoven, and I was born and raised in the Netherlands. Any Dutch people here? Yeah, cool. Goedemorgen. And so I was raised in a Christian family, safe, good. But when I got to school, and this ties in with Mark's story a little bit too, I got heavily bullied. So it was not a great time for me at school, unfortunately. So I wish I had the Odyssey School back then for boys like me who got very bullied. But something stirred in me, something like I just don't want to go on with life. Like, I didn't really have a vision or a future that I could look forward to. Like, I want to do this, I want to do that. I didn't have that. So I just fell back. I finished high school, and when I was 16, I just quit. And I thought, I'm just going to work, get some money, and then live my life. But then I discovered that's also not living. I was just working for money, and then I would buy things that are useless. After a year, I was really into gaming, so I would spend all my money on games and things teenagers do. I felt very, very unuseful and a pointless life until I was 19. And I was from a Christian family, so I was forced to go to church. I had to go to church on Sunday. I didn't have a say in that. But normally a Sunday would be pretty boring for me, listening, singing the songs. But this time we had a guest speaker, and he was really on fire. And he was speaking about children in need, that you can actually help children. And he had this school in Holland, which was a Bible school, but they also taught you about how to help children in need and how to do something about children in need, but in a global sense. And something started to touch me, and I felt my heart beating faster and faster. I was like, oh, maybe this is it. Maybe this is my calling, or this is something I can do. So I thought, okay, let's just do the Bible school, and then after a year, I'll just go back to my ways, my old life. But already during that year, I got in contact with the living God, and I gave my life to Jesus, and I became a Christian. And from that, I started to pray. And this word kept repeating in my head, Thailand, Thailand, Thailand. Like, yes, okay, it's a country, but what do I do with that? And then I did my research, and I found out about what happens here with children, child trafficking, child prostitution. And this just broke my heart. And I knew I can't just sit here and do nothing, or even just pray. That won't help anything. I gotta do something. I gotta step up. I gotta act. So in 2012, I just flew here. I was 22, and yeah, that's where it all started. And yes, so especially for this event, I was working on a video for ACT, and I will go in more detail about how I got there. I don't want to give it all away now. But I was working on this video to kind of like make ACT known globally, to make a video that shocks and that just explains what I'll be telling you today. And you are the first one who will get to see this. So this is an exclusive. It's the intro without me talking, because that won't be fun. So here it is. Yes. So this is a snippet from the full video that's going to be released. I'll forward it to you when it will be released. So yeah, I'm the founder and director of ACT Foundation, and as you can see is ACT. It also stands for Anti-Child Trafficking. So I like the idea of making words come together. What's the official English word for that? Well, you have ACT, like it means act. We have to act now, but it also stands for Anti-Child Trafficking. Acronym, right? Yeah. So our website is antichildtrafficking.com. And first I want to just talk about the problem. So 1 in 3 trafficking victims worldwide is a child. Over 300 million children are sexually exploited or abused online every year. And over the years, a lot, also during COVID, it has been going online more. People are paying to see children being raped and abused. 38% of all victims detected in trafficking cases are children. Child victims of trafficking have risen 31% since 2019. Girls are the majority in sex trafficking, forced into prostitution, pornography, and online abuse. And this does not take away that boys are also being abused, especially in Pattaya as well, more than girls. So why and how children are being sold, and this is what Ren said as well, that families are also on the top of child trafficking, just living in extreme poverty, that you sell their own children out of desperation just to survive. Parents are also tricked with false promises of jobs, education, or marriage for their children. And this happens a lot in the north. Traffickers would go there and just tell them, like, there's a better life in Pattaya. You can work at a great hotel. You get a lot of money that you can send to your parents. They get here. They get their ideas taken away, and they end up in the bars. Debt bondage. A child is sold to pay off a family, sorry, I can't read that. Loan, yeah. A family loan that may only be a few dollars. We're not talking about much money. They're very poor, they're desperate, and then they have some debt, and in desperation, they just have to send their children off. Traffickers prey on parents' desperation, convincing them is their only hope. And then there are also cases where some children are just kidnapped from out of the villages, streets, or even schools. A couple months ago, there were 2 girls taken away right in front of a school here in Pattaya. Just took it into a van and never seen again. In tourist hotspots, children are sold to foreigners looking for sex. Bars, karaoke clubs, massage. They buy minors because they attract paying customers. And online predators pay for live stream abuse, making child exploitation global exploitation. So these are some of the factors, the why and the how children end up in these situations. And yeah, I just want to go back to my personal experience. I've been here in Thailand, in Pattaya, for the last 13 years. So I was 22 when I came here, and I'm 35 now. And I've seen all kinds of cases. I've seen own parents abuse their children, their own mothers or aunts or grandparents selling off their children, even for one night. It doesn't mean people get to keep them, but it's like just for one night to get ends meet. And I think this is also a crucial thing. It's where there are no loving families. What you see a lot is they get children very young and they leave them with their parents. So the grandparents raise the children. And then, yeah, they just like, what do? We don't have any money to take care of them. And then they send them off. So child trafficking is not far away. It's all around us. It's organized. It's a billion-dollar business where children are sold by their own families, kidnapped or lured with false promises. They're treated as products for sex tourism and online abuse, protected by corruption, fueled by global demand, and leaving survivors in desperate need of rescue and long-term care. This is meant to say how it started. So I'm sorry about that. So in 2012, I just came here, backpack. Okay, what do I do? So I started volunteering. I started volunteering with Hand to Hand, an organization you might know. And I just started to work. And then I got in contact with the Child Protection Police here in Pattaya. And they needed a translator because a lot of these people that sold or used children, abused children, they were foreign. And they needed somebody to talk with them. So they asked me to come in and to help. And this escalated into me actually being on rescue missions, investigating, and that's what we still do today as well. But this is all under the radar, and I can't name any of the other organizations or special forces that we work with, but know that things are being done. Things are being done underground, undercover. Things are moving. And let's say 2 or 3 years ago, you could still go to a bar and find a minor pretty easily. 16, 15, 14-year-old girls. And they would look like 20 up because they're all in makeup and everything. But now, today, you wouldn't find that. So publicly, it's already pretty much tightened down. There was a big bust recently where they got a lot of bar owners behind bars, behind the jail bars, I mean. And there was really a step in the good direction where bar owners were scared. And they were like, okay, we cannot do this anymore. But this also means that it went more underground. So you would have to build a relationship with the mama-san or the one who sells the traffickers. You would have to build a relationship with them, and then eventually they would have minors for customers. So it's going more underground and more online. So it's still there. So how it started for me it just started with my team in the red shirt at Métis. We just went out to the communities. We went out to the slums. Because we know children in Pattaya, children in the slums, in poor communities are at risk. So we wanted to go to the root of it. So we wanted to go the prevention way. And that's what we're still doing today as well. We go to the slums, we go to the poor communities, and we make sure these children are being safe. And how do we do that? So we keep these children on our radar. We have family visits, home visits. We have games, fun activities. We teach them life lessons, prevention lessons, how to keep themselves safe out there on the streets, but also online. We build relationships with the parents and the caretakers, because mostly it's not the parents, it's the grandparents or the aunt. We tell them about the dangers of child trafficking and that it does happen. So it's all about education, awareness, prevention. This is one of the communities where it all started as well. And we had a big group of children that would come to our games and lessons, but they were like, we just want to play football. So we started our own little football club. So I will tell you more about that later. Here we also do a lot of self-defense, how to, kick people in the balls. During COVID, we also did a lot of food giving, and we drove around just giving food, because those were hard times where we had to stay inside. So what we do now, if we forward to 2025, so this is still the core to our work, prevention. But now we have it, we have different programs. So our first program, where it all started with, the football program. So we have our own football field, where we play football 5 days a week, where children can come, and it's just a safe place for them to come, and where they can play football and receive free football training. So we offer free training, we offer free lessons, food. We provide school for them so they can go to school, uniforms when school starts, new shoes. These are our kids, in our program. So these are some images of our football shirts that we have, and were donated by different kinds of businesses in Pattaya as well. And this is the location where we give a lesson, a prevention lesson, Bible lessons, life lessons on how to keep themselves safe. And that is, in the middle you can see Bam, and that's also one of our staff members, who is great at giving lessons in a very interactive and fun way to keep them engaged. So this is our football field. We are at CM Country Club, right behind Champ's Gym. And this is where we just moved to this year. So the grass is not all grown yet, but we hope it will soon. But it's 4 rai, it's a really good size, where we do all the football training, where we give the lessons, but also for a future community center and a future school, or whatever is next for us. So here we help each other. We wanted to involve the children in putting down the rocks where we can park. We just involve them so they get a feeling of, this is our football field. We want to make it a community thing. And we get great views at sunset as well. And the kids normally leave at around 8 p.m. They just don't want to leave. So we also have football tournaments. And these are a great way of getting the kids on the road, have like field trips. And this is something we almost every weekend we go to football tournaments. And it's been great to see the children grow in their skills and win and become man of the match. But yeah, we're very grateful. And for us, it goes deeper than just the football. It's the prevention side of things. It's keeping them safe, keeping them out of the hands of traffickers. So another core thing that we do on the prevention side of things is the family visits. So we visit the family of all the children that are in our program, and this is where we build the relationships. This is where we tell the caretakers and the children how to keep themselves safe. We also provide them with whatever they need. If it's food or new clothing, we can give it. And sometimes we see that the case is severe, that there might be abuse or there might be something going on. And then we work together with our social workers and with the authorities to help even further in maybe taking them out of that situation. So yeah, over the years I have built those relationships with other organizations, with social workers, with the special forces to actually do something and make a change, to actually take children out of a bad situation and rescue them. Another part is the community, where we have games, lessons, and support. And all these kids, they come from very poor families. And that's why they're so high at risk. But we're there every week, where we give clothes, food, things they need. And again, going back to the prevention, teaching them about good and bad touch, about good and bad secrets, just the prevention side of things, keeping them safe and out of the hands of traffickers. And this is a water park that we can bring our kids to, which we have built a good relationship with them. Aquaverse on Sukhumvit, it was Cartoon Network before. And this is a great way where we can bring the kids and give them a day of their lives. So we're really thankful to them for allowing us to bring our kids for free. Yeah. Scholarship. So yeah, education, scholarship is super important to keep them safe. Because we see a lot of kids, they don't go to school. We see a lot of kids on the streets begging, forced to beg by their own parents. We just had a case where we saw a boy begging and we got to rescue him, and now he's going to school. We provide uniforms, shoes, books, and the school fee to go to school. To give them a future and future opportunities, and they won't end up in anything else than a bright and good future. And then we have the school program. We actually also go into the local schools here in Pattaya together with Shakers. And Shakers is an organization from Freddie and Mabel from El Salvador. They also live here and do amazing work in the schools. They actually build all the relationships to go into the schools and to give those prevention lessons to hundreds of children each week. And we're very happy to be able to support them and teaching English and also prevention lessons at the schools. So with this already, we got 500 to 600 children a week that we reach with prevention lessons. And this is an amazing opportunity, an open door to reach these children. And this is a school where the poorest of poor come. We also have days where we just go to a school like a one-time trip, and they will have 100 kids each hour. And then we also developed, Freddie and Mabel from Shakers, they developed a prevention booklet with all the lessons in Thai, so they can bring that home, learn more, and keep themselves safe. So yeah, rescue and aftercare, I've talked about that a little bit already. We're also actively doing rescue stuff. And again, sorry, but I cannot disclose too much about that side of the work, as it's ongoing and it's always, pretty sensitive. And then the aftercare. What happens to a child after they got trafficked, after they got sold? What happens? So we work together with social workers and the authorities, And mostly they will go into an orphanage or into a children's home by the government. And all respect to them, I believe they need more than a bed and food. And this is what we want to do, the next step. We want to offer a place where it's safe, where it's like a loving family setting, where they get a couple, a man and a woman, taking care of them, where they get the counseling and therapy which they really need. Because this is also overseen where they just don't get the help they need. They've been through all these things, and there has to be some therapy. There has to be some counseling and help. And we're going to work together with the Palm Center, and they're also based in Pattaya, and they will offer counseling and therapy for our children for free as well. So this is, the partnerships are a really important part of our work, where we work together to get things done. So this is our next step, to have a children's home. And we're still in the talks because we do not want to do this alone. We want to do this with other organizations, with the authorities, to make something really special, to make something that's not there yet, to fill in the gap. The fight against child trafficking is won through prevention and awareness, strengthened by partnership, carried out in rescue operations, secured in safe homes, and enforced by law and justice. So for me, this is like a full circle, where it's like the prevention, the awareness, from the rescue to the safe place. So this is our website, antichildtrafficking.com. I've also given everybody a flyer, so you can check out. We are a registered foundation, so you can, if you want to donate, it will go straight to the foundation's bank, and it will be used for all the work we do. So I think that's my time. So I want to thank everybody for listening, and let's act. And also, if you want to know more, you can talk to me afterwards. There are opportunities to volunteer or help in other ways as well. Thank you.
Questions? Any questions?
Yes, okay, I'm right behind you, Richard.
Great talk. Great talk, Robin. You mentioned before about how people could buy sex, minors, and that's now been sort of significantly made to go underground. How does it go on? How do you then chase those practices or activities that are now underground? I'm not asking you to disclose something you won't or don't want to.
Yeah, so just not going into detail, it's basically undercover work. So agents acting as a pedophile. Yeah, exactly. But there is also go even deeper if you look to the dark web, where a lot of appointments are made with children and with traffickers as well. So we got a gray area to go in, but it's necessary to save them.
Here we speak about I think the lowest part of this shit, I will say. The most things, and I think it is known in the world, are the politicians. They were pressed with photos with young children as a, and everybody knows, but nothing will happen. This is the biggest problem. They take the blood of these young people to put it in their own body to make themselves younger. Everybody knows, but nobody does something. What we do here is just a little, it's a little small. And the big thing, all people know, and nothing will happen. I don't know why.
I just want to say that, like, we really do it for the one. Like, I know that I can't stop it globally, but we do it for that one. Even if I can rescue one, that will be enough.
Yeah, once again, commendable. Follow on from the talking about schools. What concerns me, you are getting involved in $1 million or $1 billion program. Surely your life is at risk right from the beginning. Even with all the protection and the law, we know the corruption goes on here. How do you feel about that? Because you must feel the danger, but you carry on.
Yeah. So yeah, first of all, I'm myself, I'm not going undercover. So we have other agencies and other people that do that work. Yeah, maybe the face of anti-child trafficking could already be a danger here in Pattaya, but I am not scared of death. So that's already a plus for me. I know where I'm gonna go. And yeah. And if that my death means because I've saved children.
So, technical question. What is the age of consent in Thailand, and what is the age of consent to act at work on Soi 6 in Thailand?
So 18 plus, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, one more, Pat.
Yes, I have a question. Are all the children here that you're seeing Thai children, or do some of them come from other countries? For example, in the United States, during the last 4 years and in the last administration, they were letting all these people flood into the United States, and then there are 300,000 children that are missing. We don't know where they are, but they have been trafficked through the United States from other countries and then to other countries. So are you seeing any of those coming into Thailand?
Yes, yes. A lot of from Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam. We see a lot of them as well, yeah. Yeah.
I have this is an interesting question. Obviously, there was a guy in Australia and he was convicted and sentenced to prison, but because he watched child pornography online, but there was no children involved. It was all AI, done by AI. So that's a very interesting, I'm not saying it was a good thing that he did that, but should he actually go to prison for it if nobody suffered? It's a very strange question. Anyway, one more.
Just taking the subject a little bit further, insofar as a number of young Thai women over the age of 18 are promised jobs in other countries, and once they get to those countries, they're then used. They basically have been sex trafficked to these other countries. They can't get back until they've paid off their airfare or the loan, etc. Does your organisation get involved in that at all?
So we get involved with minors mostly, but we can refer to other organizations. So if you know anything personally, it's also on the flyer. If you know anything or seen anything, you can contact us. And we can also, if it's, let's say, a girl that's 20-something trapped, then we can reach out for you to other organizations. We have a network that could reach out to other organizations as well. So yeah.
Wow, huge round of applause for Robin and the work. And please let us give a very small token.